Stimela mabitsike siyaya phambili 27 imzuzu before the hour of 11 ukona umsakazi wakhamba phambili iJozi FM, and on the line we do have Anna Marie Dubier oyona ke ovelela phake kuyi Nestlé for healthy kids akuyena isoxoxisana naye namhlanje. Good morning Anna Marie.
Good morning.
How are you this morning, my dear?
I'm good. In yourself?
I am good. I can't complain. So today we're talking about different ways to making meals to ensure that it has all the nutrients for our kids. Now, when we talk about nutrients, what are we talking about?
So nutrients are really those elements in food that every cell in the body needs, and we differentiate between nutrients in what we call macronutrients and micronutrients.
Mm-hmm.
And the macro ones are the big ones, and that's protein and fat and carbohydrates. And then the micro ones are the small ones, which we also need in small quantities, but they're critical because the body can't produce it in itself, and those are vitamins and minerals.
Mm-hmm. Now, what is the role of nutrients in our bodies?
Okay, so maybe we should think about if we don't have those nutrients, what will happen.
Mm-hmm.
And if you think about it, if you lack any of the nutrients, whether it's the proteins or the fats or the carbohydrates or even the vitamins and the minerals, we become sick. The body cannot function without nutrients. Every single cell in the body uses nutrients to do what it's supposed to do. So even for brain development, we need a bit of cholesterol for the brain. So babies are born, and if you think about the brain, by example, consists of about 40% fat, of which it's mainly cholesterol. But if we don't have it, it means the brain can't function. If we don't have vitamins and minerals, the immune system can't function, the kidneys can't function, actually the heart can't function, muscles won't be able to work without these micronutrients as well as the macronutrients. So we need nutrients to actually be alive.
Okay, I hear you. Now, which food can be consumed by our children for them to have nutritious food?
You know, I think we need to think about food slightly differently, and especially when we say nutritious food, because I think immediately when we say something is nutritious, all the red lights goes on and people think it's very expensive. But actually it's not. Nutritious food only means we're having a variety of fresh fruits and vegetables and what they call whole foods, you know, pap and rice and all of those things. But it's really about having that in moderate amount and having that regularly and a variety. So we often talk about having the 7 colors sundae. It doesn't have to be 7 colors at every meal. What we are asking for is that try for at least 4 colors at every meal that we're having. And even for lunch boxes, if there's a bit of lettuce leaves and tomato with the sandwich we're giving, we're already beginning to make that meal more nutritious. So it's not about the nutritious food necessarily, but rather about what are we having in the meal, and is there a variety of foods in that particular meal.
So now, how do we make sure that we prepare nutritious food properly for our kids to enjoy?
You know, I think the big thing is, and many parents I think will say, I make these nice foods and then the kids won't eat it. So I think one of the things that, well, there's perhaps 3 things that I want to mention here. The one is that we really need to involve children in food preparation, because if they're part of the preparation, they buy into it much more easily and they are more likely to eat the food that we have been prepared. So really get them to either wash the veggies, you know, just rinse the veggies, or if they're old enough to peel it or to cut it. Those kind of things I think is very important. The second thing is really for us as parents to set the example for our children. We cannot expect our children to eat healthily if we as the adults don't do that. So kids learn by example, and it's really, really important that as parents and caregivers we set the good example. And then I think the third thing that's very important is about planning. it's no use for us to say, okay, I've planned for whatever, or I want to eat this, but the food is not in the house. And then I've got to go out and go and buy the veggies or the fruit or whatever it is, and you just don't feel like it because it's maybe in winter and it's cold and we don't want to go out. So planning is extremely important. And again, here, I really want to encourage our listeners to think about bringing children and involving them in that planning. And you just need a piece of paper, write down for the week, okay, on Monday we're going to eat this for dinner maybe, and again, that's important. As a family, we need to eat together. But for dinner, we're having this, and for the lunch boxes, we're planning the lunch boxes. And in that way, you have a shopping list, and you can save a lot of money that way through the planning, but also be able to actually have some nutritious food.
And in closing, how should caregivers or parents ensure that vegetables are prepared right to ensure that they do not lose nutrients?
That's a very important question, because I think sometimes we cook these veggies forever and another day, and they're soft, but all the nutrients are gone. So preferably, and where possible, it's really great to eat the veggies, especially raw. If you don't like it raw, and certain veggies is really not nice raw, try and cook it for as short as possible. Don't add things to it. Don't put it in oil. Don't fry the veggies. Rather just put a little bit of water. These days we've got air fryers. Air fryers work very well, for roasted veggies, without losing a lot of the nutrients. And then, of course, I think we can just always think about how do I complement the nutrients, and that is by adding something like Nestlé Everyday or Nido to the food or as a drink, because those foods are already fortified with some of the key micronutrients, and that will also help to enhance the nutritional intake of the children.
No, I hear you, Anna Marie. Now let's give them your website where they can get more info and some ideas on how to prepare the food correctly for the little ones.
Excellent, yes. And we've got a lovely website, and I really want to encourage the listeners to visit us. It is www.n4hk, it stands for Nestlé for Healthy Kids, -esars.com. So I'll repeat, it's www.n4hk-esars.com.
Anna Marie, thank you so much for your time, my darling. Till next week.
It's a pleasure. All the very best. Thank you.
Thank you, my dear. You too. Bye-bye.
Bye.